presentations, and we're always reluctant to do them. And now in our final moments here, a few of us decided we want to have a presentation, and it happens to be to a crowd like 8 times the size of our normal class, no less. So go figure, the mind works in mysterious ways. So anyway, a little about myself. I was born and raised in Panama City Beach, Florida, which is located in an area of Florida known as the Emerald Coast. PCB is home to some of the world's most beautiful beaches, and is home to the world's largest nightclub, Club La Vila, which is probably why every year hundreds of thousands of college students go there for spring break. Shortly after high school, I enrolled at Gulf Coast Community College in their new Digital Media and Multimedia Technology program. There I learned how to create designs using industry standard software such as Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. After graduating with honors, I began to freelance a little bit in the area, and looking back at some of my earlier designs, I can see that I have little conceptual thinking, poor production skill, and I had a lot of ambition though, so that's usually a good thing. Well, okay, maybe a little too much ambition, but still. All right, well, enough dwelling on the past. That was the work of an amateur, and you guys came to see the work of a professional, right? Yeah. Awesome. So let's get to it. All right. So this first piece was a photography project where we had to create an ad for a client based on a certain style of photography. So my client was FedEx, and my style of photography was special effects. And thanks to my good friend John, I was able to get some good pictures at the photo shoot. And after selecting my 3 base photos, I decided to retouch and composite them. For the parents out there, retouching is where you edit a photo, like take out red eye, remove moles, and brighten teeth. And composite means just to put together. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the final outcome of the project. I decided to go with the billboard ad so viewers can focus more on the image and not have to read a lot of text. The concept of the ad is that FedEx is so fast, your package will arrive before you can sit down for breakfast. Kudos to John, by the way, for being a good sport and letting me splash milk and Cheerios all over him for 2 hours. Thanks for being a trooper, buddy. Speaking of milk and Cheerios, I used to work at Publix, and I don't know if you ever noticed, but they have their own store brand items that are like generic knockoffs. So instead of Cheerios, they have like depressing O's that make you sad because you can't afford Cheerios. But if you ever look at the packaging, they actually have an image followed by like a funny quote or pun to make you smile. And I thought it was pretty interesting, and I thought I'd try it. So this is my attempt at creating a series of product posters for Publix. The first one says, "Nice buns, do you work out a lot?" And it's promoting hamburger buns. The next one is, "Believe it, these are 100% real," and it's for watermelons. So I'm playing the word melons there. The third one is for mixed nuts, and it reads, "Try them, you'd be nuts not to." I had a few other ideas for this one, but let's just say they weren't Publix appropriate. Okay, for this next project, I really wanted to focus more on retouching skills. More importantly, photo colorization techniques. So I decided to create a web ad for a fictional service offered by Kodak. Kodak's usually at the forefront of imaging technology, and so I thought it would be cool if they had like a special machine that would automatically color old black and white photos for you. So I created Kodak Color. And to show that photography had advanced thanks to science, I decided to color an old photo of Albert Einstein, who's obviously a famous scientist. This next project just started out as a photograph of a classmate, but I felt it had a lot of potential. And at the time, I wanted to use more original photographs in my designs. So I decided to retouch it up and combine it with 2 more original photos to create this, which is a direct mailer for Nautica, which was the brand of sunglasses he was wearing at the time. Nautica is an outdoors clothing company that celebrates like adventure and the open sea, and they have a strong emphasis on boating. So I thought that since they had a strong emphasis on boating so much, that they would maybe have some kind of special sale for Columbus Day, and decided to promote that sale on this mailer. This next piece was part of a group project where we had to brand a fictional bass guitar manufacturer. And so the name our group came up with was Virtuos. And for this particular project, I created the logo, catalog cover and spread, and among a few other things, the product mock-up. In this case, it's a cleaning kit for the guitar. During this next project, I wanted to work on more retouching skills, but since everything we do here at Full Sail has to be a design of some sort, I decided to do a series of magazine covers. So after compositing about 7 stock photos in Photoshop, I ended up with my magazine. For the parents, again, stock photos are photos that you don't take, other people take them, but you buy the rights to use them. So this is what I ended up with, Infighter magazine. An infighter is a boxer who prefers to fight in close quarters, and I wanted the imagery to resemble that in-your-face style of fighting. So when it was all said and done, I ended up with 3 magazine covers and a magazine spread for the overall branding. Any Halo fans out there? Woo! All right, yeah, me too. I've always been a huge fan of the game. And one of my goals actually is to get a job at Bungie Studios, the makers of Halo, and create designs for their new up-and-coming titles. So I was excited one day when I heard that there might be a Halo movie and decided to create a poster for it. So using what I learned in photography, I went into the game's theater mode and took a bunch of screenshots and composited them with a couple of stock photos to create the movie poster. But I didn't just stop there. I decided to go a step further and create the complete movie package campaign, including a DVD and Blu-ray mock-up and a magazine ad. The hardest part of this project was putting the controller down when I was done with the screenshots because I just wanted to keep playing. This next project was a redesign project where we had to choose something and repurpose it. So I decided to take the newly released movie Avatar and turn it into a novel. This was pretty challenging because we were not allowed to use copyrighted images in our work, so I couldn't just go to avatar.com and grab a movie screenshot and use that. So I had to recreate the character from scratch using stock photos. So after compositing 12 stock photos, I was able to create a book cover with a bookmark and a movie poster for the book. The hardest part of this project was obviously recreating the character. I'm sure making a Smurf would have been much easier, but I prefer the challenge. So up close shot of that. This next project was a packaging project we had in digital publishing. At the time I was really sick and I was going through tissues like crazy, and I was getting really tired of how girly the tissue boxes look with all the flowers and swirls all over them. And so I thought, why can't there be a cool tissue box that you're not ashamed to keep out in your office or home? So I created Exquisite Tissues. Exquisite Tissues is a modern, contemporary tissue box that also doubles as an air freshener. I gave it a pyramid shape to make it more interesting and made it black so it goes with most office and home furniture. This particular model is mocha scented, so as the box sits in the room, it makes your room smell like coffee. Still some more. This next slide is just a series of different logos I've created over the years. Some were created for clients and others were for academic projects like the Virtuos. And you can see all these and more in the next piece, which is a short print reel I compiled for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it.
I see your dirty face, hide behind your collar. What is done in vain? Truth is hard to swallow, so you pray to God to justify the way you live a lie, live a lie, live a lie. And you take your time, and you do your crime. Well, you made your bed, I made mine. Because when I arrive, I'll bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher, what this is. For God, I must now remind you, let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Just let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Just let it rock, let it rock, let it rock.
Thank you. So that's it for my print reel.